AB, bruh. AB, Antonio Brown, AKA Boomin himself. I'm calling him Boomin for the rest of the episode because that's the bag he's been in. That's the bag he
AKA
was in over
Mr.
the
Big
weekend,
Chest.
bro.
That's what we saw.
Hey, I just want y'all to know I was Mr. Big League way before Boomin was Mr. Big Chest. I just want to put that out there. I had to. But let's get into it, man. Antonio Brown did something that we've only seen maybe once in the history of the NFL. He quit midway through the game. Only other player that I remember doing that is Vontae Davis. Man. My man looked at halftime. I can't
Legendary.
do this no more, bro. It's over for me.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
And didn't his team come back and win?
I think they did, bro. My man was indifferent on the outcome. They said, but we won. No, I'm good. But AB, man, if you haven't seen, I don't know how you haven't. It's one of the biggest stories in sports right now. Antonio Brown walked out, took his jersey off, paraded in the end zone, did a couple little awkward little moves, waved to the crowd, and my man was out. He was out. And crazy moment, bro. Crazy moment in if you ask me, in NFL history, because that's something we've never seen. But let's get into it. Before we get into the particulars, fellas, I don't want to hear any of the reports yet. I want to get your first instant reaction when you saw that. Like, what were you first thinking? Not what you know now. What were you very first thinking when you saw that? T, I'm starting with you.
Man, I was thinking this man's career is over, bro. And I was also thinking, like, this reminds me of the Mighty Ducks too, when the Bash Brothers left the stadium. You know what I'm saying? They took the jersey off. I know y'all remember Mighty Ducks too. Little Kenny Wu, they was all hyped. That's kind of how they left. That's what it reminded me of. So it's like childish antics. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what the story was. When I initially saw, I said, man, this guy's his career is over, bro. He needs some mental help.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a logical reaction right there. Hey, first episode of the new year, man. Happy New Year to you too, Hazard. Appreciate you, man, for checking in with us every week, or at least as often as you can. It's much appreciated, bro. But that's a very logical first reaction, bro. Like, has this man lost his mind? You know, I mean, we know about CTE. The NFL can't hide that as much as they try.
That looked like PCP. Y'all talk about CTE. That looked like PCP to me.
That's 3 letters. It rhymes with CTE.
It ain't the CTE.
Yeah, that did look like a little something extra, bro. Like he had a little something before the game. But let's keep it pushing. Scruff, first instant reaction, bro. I don't want to hear none of the reports. I just want to hear instant reaction. What did you think when you first saw that?
My instant reaction was CTE. I'm thinking, man, this guy is only so long. When you have a condition, sometimes, bro, like when you have a mental health condition, like only so long you could go. He's done so good for so long, for more or less. The COVID thing is, very much in line with the type of stuff that he be on. We seen how he was acting in between when he was like, unemployed for a little while previously, and we see how he was getting. He was getting wild, and with the Patriots. Pretty crazy situation. He got hella second chances out here. He was actually doing pretty good besides the COVID vaccination card thing. Keeping a good job of keeping himself cool, bro. How long can he keep his cool before, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. How long can you keep it down for? You know what I'm saying? Like eventually it's gonna come out.
Right.
And I feel like that was an explosion. And he was just off of that. Now I've seen a little bit of the leading up going up to that too. Like, the teammates was trying to talk to him. Brady was trying to talk to him. Actually he was trying to talk to Brady. Brady ain't like that. And then Mike Evans trying to talk to him. Mike Evans one of the nice guys in the league. And he trying to talk to him. And he's like, after talking to him for a little bit, he couldn't talk to him no more. He turned his back on him and said, all right. And then AB started blowing up. And, so I used to collect sports memorabilia. So I know you start throwing the gloves up in the stands and things, and you ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was, at least he threw it out to the stands. I'm sure that Under Armour is out there, somebody out there trying to put that thing on eBay right now. And them 2 gloves. And he took it was crazy, bro. It was nuts. But like, I don't judge him. I know who he is. Like, he's pretty wild, and he ain't afraid to do what it ain't about nothing. But I start thinking about the story behind the story, and then like, I don't know what the truth is, but I could kind of understand if what I heard is true. is the truth, then I could see him reacting that way. Actually, it's
Wait,
not
wait,
saying it's
Scrub,
justified.
We're gonna get to that, my guy. We're gonna get to that.
Scruff said, I got to tell it all. I got to get this off my heart.
Man simple rules. Simple rules to follow. But my man draws out the lines. And that's why
that's why I'm fucking with AB.
I feel you.
He just said he don't do the rules and regulations, man. He literally just told you that.
The lines, bro. He failed art class in first grade. He got an A in everything else but art because he wasn't coloring in the lines. Hey, but nah, real talk, man. Like when you first see that reaction from AB, like the first thing you thinking is like, what is wrong with this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is wrong with him? And when I first saw it, I was like, yo, somebody must have said something crazy to him. Because, like, as much as we know about AB, as wild as AB has been, right? To me, he doesn't just wild out for absolutely no reason, like a maniac. I don't view him as a maniac, personally. Every time I seen him wilding out, except that video when he was farting with the doctor.
I was literally just thinking that, like, huh?
Except for that video, bro. That one was strange. I ain't gonna lie, that was strange. But every other time I've seen him, it's been something, whether justified or not, something that you could understand why it set somebody off. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see why somebody, not me, not you guys, but I could see why somebody who's easily pushed could get upset. So I was like, bro, somebody said something crazy to him on the sideline. And then to find out, what was actually said, like, so let's get into that. So there's two main stories coming out of this, right?
Right.
You got one story where they're saying AB was 55 yards away from like a $333,000 bonus, right? If I was 50 yards away from a $333,000 bonus and they told me to sit my ass on the sideline, I might take my jersey off, bro. Like, that's $300K I need in my pocket. I don't know how AB's pocket is looking now. I don't know if he's booming like he once was, but it's good money, bro. It's good money for 55 yards. And then the other story that's coming out is AB was hurt, and they told him to get back in the game. And he's like, but I'm hurt. I can't play hurt. And they like, nah, you either going to play or we don't need you type of thing. And he was like, bro, then y'all don't need me. So, like, I want to get y'all's kind of opinion on which one of those stories is more believable based on what we know about AB. You know what I'm saying? Like, which one of them stories is more believable? Scruff, we're going to start with you.
Facts matter, Bryce. So the facts are that he's on a minimum contract. The facts are he was, I think it was 89 yards away, but he had next game too. So he kind of sabotaged himself a little bit. But he was about 89 yards away, I think, from one incentive, one touchdown away from a different one. When you're on a minimum contract, he ain't making $20 million. Whoa. He ain't booming like he used to be. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like you said, bro. So, like, every dollar matters. And I know me, bro. Hey, we talking about my days when I used to work at Enterprise. What is up with Bryce? Me,
my bad.
What are you doing?
Well, hocus pocus.
Yeah, what you got? You really on the wizard shit today?
Nah, I muted myself and I was trying to unmute, but I hit the wrong button. My bad.
But yeah, so yeah, me and Bryce talking about my days back when I used to work at Enterprise back in the day, man. So like, cats trying to get in the way of my shine, man. Just trying to get in the way of my promotions and stuff. They was trying to get in my way. I ain't like that, bro. I didn't take kindly to that. And I probably looked a lot like AB. I mean, without the chest out thing.
You was like one rental away from a promotion.
I spazzed out.
Like one Dodge Caravan away.
They told me when they was firing me, they said, "Yo, Nick, you acting mighty cavalier about this." And so was Antonio Brown, if you ask me. So I understand, bro. People getting in the way of your money, your chicken, as Marshawn Lynch would say. Nah, we don't appreciate that. We don't respond kindly to that in any type of way. Now, here's the problem, AB, and I've been there too, bro. When you type of dude that's typical of an outburst in a situation, why is AB on a minimum contract? A lot of it has to do with his antics. A lot of it has to do with his lack of self-control in these volatile situations, bro. So when you do these type of things, justified or not, you end up looking at ass. And that's what happened.
Good point, man. You definitely end up looking at ass. But I feel like when these two reports came out, it made him look like less of an ass.
Nah, look, I kind of agree with what we're saying down there. in the comments, man. Like it's a third of $1,000,000, bro. And maybe he needs that money, but like if you really, really need that money, you put yourself in a position that you really, really need that money. Like this isn't the first mistake, bro. This is like kind of like the last mistake. So I really don't have a lot of patience for AB. You know what I'm saying? I can't really look at it empathetically because, bro, like you said, you could have stayed in Oakland. You could have not faked the vaccination and you would have easily hit your incentives. Like you had a lot of ways to secure the bag and then to cry about the bag on the last day. That's kind of crazy to me, man. Like I hope it's not. I hope that's not what it was, bro. You know what I'm saying? 300,000 to leave like that to ensure that you won't get paid. Like, come on now. You had a whole nother game. So I don't know, bro. I hope it's not that story.
Yeah, but you
300K
know,
a lot of money though, bro.
But think about the ways it could have been easily finessed, right? This is the last game. You know, if you're a team like the Bucks, you know what I'm saying,
probably.
where you're after this week, your position is probably cemented and where you're going to be in the playoffs. Your starter's probably not playing next week, so that would be an easy way for the team to finesse him, right? Although he's not maybe the one or two receiver, they could easily sit him and be like, "Oh, we're sitting him because we don't want our top guns to play this week." So now your man sitting there, and let's say he had a 70-yard game when it's all said and done. Now your man sitting there 10 yards away, and they're not going to play him so he gets 300K, and they're going to be able to frame it so perfectly that he's not even going to be able to have an outburst. He's not going to be able to say nothing about it. You know, he's just going to have to take it on the chin, right?
That reminds me of the kid that's in class that gets suspended, you know what I'm saying, towards the end of the school year. He can't walk across stage, right? Like they take his privileges to walk across stage. And it's like the teacher doesn't like me. Yeah, nigga, the teacher don't like you because all school year you've been an asshole. And that's kind of AB's situation, bro. Like you've been an asshole at every single stop. Shout out to Mike Tomlin for putting the lid on that guy somehow, some way. I don't know how he did it. We got to talk about Mike Tomlin a little later anyway. But yeah, bro.
I mean, maybe his CTA just wasn't that stage yet. Like he probably stage 3 now.
Okay.
All right.
Either way, you put yourself in this position, and then you can't cry about it. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't crying from what I could tell. You know what I'm saying? He got in the cab and was, you know what I'm saying, shooting videos and all that. So.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Your man not crying about it. Your man looking at it like this, yo. Y'all know, and this is one scenario, right? Y'all know I need this 50 yards. Let's just call it 50 yards. I can't remember exactly what it was, right? But y'all know I need this 50 yards to make this cheddar, right? And y'all trying to sit me down. So like, what are y'all really trying? Y'all playing the game right now. Y'all playing the game within the game. Y'all playing the game that people that are only privy to the game of football not even going to really notice that there's a whole other game. That's the money game that happens here.
Bro,
he just going to miss out on
the vaccine. He faked the vaccine,
we get that,
and then threw unvaccinated equipment into the stands.
Hey, but look though,
he didn't throw the equipment in the stands.
There's a lot of people
jerseys, whatever.
There's a lot of people in America that have faked the vaccine, and I guarantee you this:
considered it.
Yeah, and if your job find out,
if Antonio Brown faked the vaccine, I bet you there's a few NFLers that faked the vaccine and didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying?
That's the life of a criminal. You know, somebody go down.
I'm not denying that, bro. I'm not denying that. But my only point is, bro, they played the game with that man's chicken, and that's a fact. If this scenario is true, if he was 50 yards away and they tried not to play him, so he couldn't get that, to guarantee he didn't get that 50, you playing with that man's chicken. Now there's a whole other scenario though that
matches the conversations. So I mean, add a little context to that. I heard that AB went to Tom. Tom don't like being consulted during the game, mind you. He went to Tom and he said, "Yo, so I guess you're just gonna keep going to Gronk, right?" And he was like, kind of pissed off. And he was like, all right, yeah, I'm going back. I'm going to Gronk. Like, you know, like leave me alone type shit. So that's how this shit started.
But there's a whole.
So he wasn't going his way.
But didn't Brady help this man get paid last season? Like
that's
he owes everything to Brady.
That's why a part of me can't buy that report all the way, because no one's come through with a viable report. We don't know what really happened, but there's two out here. And the other side of this coin is that AB got hurt during the game, and the coach looked at him and this is what I heard Bruce Arians kind of confirm, because Bruce Arians said he told him to get in the game and he wouldn't get in. So basically, AB was told to get in the game. He told the coaching staff and the rest of the players on the sideline that he was hurt and couldn't play because of that. And when they they told him you either get in or you don't. Like, you're not a part of this team. He was like, bro, I ain't a part of this team then. You know what I mean? So that scenario kind of paints AB in a different light, because at the end of the day, bro, if you're hurt and they telling you to play ball and you like, I can't play, and they still trying to force you to play, that's a little different, bro. That takes away from that whole greed aspect.
If you're hurt, right, doesn't the trainer tell the coaching staff he can't go?
No, bro. At the end of the day, you are the ultimate person that can say if you can go or not, bro. Like, the trainers be trying to tell people they can't go, and they be trying to say they can go. You know what I'm saying? So if the opposite happens, you should be able to get that same benefit of the doubt, right? Like, if I'm telling you I can't run because my hammy is pulled, and the trainer's like, well, you know, we felt this hammy, it feels all right. Like, nah, bro, my shit ain't working right. I can't go. So that let's just live, because we just live in the world where he didn't get his chicken, right? Where his chicken was played with. So now let's live in the world.
So what if both
would actually happen?
What if both stories are true, right?
What
if they're playing with his bread, right? He realizes that, and then he says, "Oh, I'm hurt. I can't go back in the game. Since y'all just gonna keep throwing the ball to Gronk, I'm hurt. Don't even worry about it."
That's probably likely. Actually, that's good combination of the story.
Bro, that very well could have happened, bro.
Like,
yeah, it's probably what happened. It's pretty good.
Either way, though, this is a good life lesson, right? If you make all these mistakes in life, man, you make all these poor decisions, and you place yourself into situations where somebody can play with you, like, you kind of got to share that burden. And I'm not saying AB's complaining, because I haven't seen him complain, but again, I can't really feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying?
But now,
until I hear him talk.
But, and you just brought up a great point. Until you hear him talk, and Hazard had a great comment earlier and asked us, did y'all peep the cameo AB did on the Pat McAfee show? Dude could barely string a sentence together. So we saying all this about AB, right? But y'all gonna be them same dudes that tell me that AB got CTE. So y'all gonna say all this, how there's no empathy for him, how he's this, he's that, he got all these chances. But at the same time, there's a good chance that the man is playing hurt right now because he has CTE. So, like, that doesn't change the conversation for y'all. We just never mind that and say, oh, that doesn't count. You should still be accountable for your decisions. If we know your brain has an actual issue, like, I mean, we see all these NFL players, bro. They pass away, their brains are scanned, their brains are tested on, and it comes back saying that they had this amount of damage. They had this amount of, irreversible damage to their brain. And we're just like, so for AB, we're just going to close our eyes to that and act like, this is just normal behavior. This is just AB being AB, huh? Is that what we're going to do?
Nah, not at all.
I mean, I can't diagnose CTE, but I mean,
right.
Odds are, let's say he actually does have it, right? Like, then that's beyond football. That's beyond his little 300. People advocating for him to go back in the game. The man got CTE.
As far as like the behavior that he's on, like, I'm saying, like the real volatile behavior, I've seen some volatile behavior, you know what I'm saying? All types of it. The collegiate level too. They might be having it early. You know what I'm saying? You can have it early. CTG, honestly, AB might have been had it. I seen the pictures of him in college with the grill and things. Might have been a long time he's been having it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know, bro. Like, my first initial reaction was like, man, this is the CTE, like, potentially really rocking with his brain. You know what I'm saying? And like, he might have it worse than a lot, and AB works hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord knows how much hours he put in the football field outside of the game, the games, the practices and all that. So if anybody might got that joint, he might really, really got it because he just really dedicated. So, like, I don't know.
So, like, I mean, but my question is, like, I mean, I don't know, like, just hearing y'all talk about it, right? To me, y'all seem real, like, point the finger at AB. This was his last chance anyway. I don't feel sorry for him type of vibe. But my thing is, like, if dude really going through something that's deeper than just his actions being, just his reactions being, accounted for on a sane level. Like, if it's deeper than that, like, what are we talking about here? Like, is the NFL at fault for this? Are the Bucks at fault for this? Like,
if it's deeper than that,
AB for this?
How would the Bucks be at fault?
They can't diagnose CTE, I don't think, unless, they actually cut open your brain. I think that's how it goes.
That's how it was.
No. That's a fact. But knowing what we know about CTE, okay, let's look at it like this. Knowing what we know about CTE, knowing what we are seeing from Antonio Brown's actions, we're not ready to put 2 and 2 together and be like, this could very well be it. And if this is it, we're not giving the man no like. We're not giving him no sort of like.
I mean, that's a conversation bigger than contract incentives and the coach telling him to get in the game and things like that. I'm speaking from a standpoint of I don't have any sympathy for him missing the check. You know what I'm saying? As a human, on a human level, yeah, bro, nobody want to see somebody flame out. Nobody wants to see the end of someone's career like that, especially AB. That should probably be mentioned with the greater wide receivers, but he won't be now because of this. So no, I mean, I hope that he can have a healthy life after football, but just within that situation, it's like, bro, I've seen this guy multiple times do multiple different things. So I kind of ran out of, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's why I disagree with you though, T. Because like on a legacy perspective, like I don't think the antics take away from his game. Especially when I think like I do think he probably really does have CTE. It's a good chance. Like I don't know though. Like you were saying, T. Like I don't know, and like we don't know, and we can't speculate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, nah. AB is a legend. And like just because he be acting crazy, like nah. Because I believe like God forbid, like something crazy do happen to him. But like when they do, take a look at his brain, I think it's a good chance he got CTE. So he's a great football player. He's one of the best receivers of all time. I don't care anything about his outbursts. If anything, he went out not like a G, but he went out with a bang for sure, man. If the chicken story is true, I respect it because he ain't getting no more bread for the playoffs either, right? You get paid for those games. That's a bonus. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and B, I agree with you.
Fuck your Super Bowl, he said.
I think B meant to say you can't expect someone that ain't right to act right, and that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Facts.
Like, let's say this whole scenario about his chicken is the case, bro. Don't you think that situation would have been magnified to him if he had CTE? You know what I'm saying? If he does have. Now, it's all speculation, and I get that. But at the end of the day, bro, like, I don't know. When I see certain things happening, bro, that's why I kind of made the point where I felt like AB don't just be tripping for no reason. Now, his reactions sometimes seem like they don't match the situation, which to me, that's more of a brain thing than like just a person thing. And that's just what I begin to think. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing is when you look at it from that lens, it's kind of sad. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I said, you never really want to see somebody in their career that way, right? Because he obviously is still a productive player. I don't think he's elite, but the stats say he was when you throw the ball at him, he's going to catch it and he was going to make a play. So he obviously had more to give, and even more to that, he's still on the Bucs roster. Arians said he's not on the team.
That's really the conversation this conversation is important too. But that's an interesting conversation, a double fuck you, if you will, by the Bucs, because I heard they're not trying to waive him now. They say you're not on the Bucs no more, according to their big poke your chest out report that was right after the game. Oh yeah, you're not a member of the team anymore. But yeah, he's still a member of the team as far as the roster goes. So I heard they're trying to do their due diligence, talk to the league offices, and make sure that they don't cut him, and then he goes sign with the Packers or one of those other teams that's in the Super Bowl mix and end up, burning them big time because it's possible. And AB be fired up. So I heard they're trying to hold on to him potentially, which is like, I don't know. I think that's whack too because it's like, all right, if y'all gonna be done with me, then be done with me. Like, don't try to play this like this.
I just wonder what would make an organization dislike a guy that much, especially when you brung him in knowing the risk.
Sounds like he pretty much pissed everybody off. He was messing with the team doctors and farting, and you know what I'm saying. He's probably an asshole to the coach. You know what I'm saying. Who knows what type of outbursts he did on the regular? Like we see him what type of stuff he be on. He be on some pretty weird stuff. He's pretty wild.
You know what? I'm willing to say, man, that like I got mad empathy and sympathy, whatever you want to call it, for AB, man. I feel for the dude, and I personally think that there's something a little deeper than football going on, deeper than checks going on. But I think all these things may contribute to his reactions, and I just hope that we see AB in a good mental space. Not to say he's not in one, because we don't really know what happened behind the scenes there.